Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. I've been away for a few weeks at my job at Burning Man, so I haven't had much to show you, but I got a couple today, so stay tuned for another unboxing after this one. This is the Alcatel 7. It arrived while I was away. It's an exclusive to Metro PCS, and it's essentially the Alcatel 3V that I unboxed recently, but with a few extra features and a few better specs, you know, specifically for Metro PCS, which is owned by T-Mobile in the US here and is a budget or price-friendly carrier virtual network operator. They used to have their own network, but I think that it's been rolled into the T-Mobile network. Of course, it's LTE, as you can see here. And there's some serial numbers and specs, and I guess it's T-Mobile US Alcatel 7, which is really Metro PCS. So there you go. Here's some specs for you. 6-inch 1080p display, 12 and 2 megapixel front cameras. Sorry, rear cameras, 8 megapixels in the front, 32 gigs of storage, 2 gigs of RAM. And an octa-core processor. I think it's some sort of Helio MediaTek. And yeah, there we go. So, without further ado, here we go. Ta-ta-ta! Boom! There's the phone in all its plasticky, shiny goodness. And I'll look at that in a second. See what else is in the box. There's a little divider here. And a SIM card. Exciting. I guess it comes with service. That's nice for me to try out. Quick start guide, very generic, Alcatel branded. Bunch of stuff in here in multiple languages. And then we've got the bare essentials. SIM removal tool. And a USB cable for charging. I believe this is USB Type-C. I can't really tell where the other end of the cable is hiding. There it is. Can't see. There it is. It looks like USB-C to me. All right. And then we got a USB Type-A. Whatever. You can't see it, but trust me. There you go. To US prong. And that's the box. So let's have a look at the phone. There's some stuff here. Ooh, back home and overview. Overview? Really? Recent apps, I believe that I mean by that. Power and volume rockers, you can see there. SIM and SD card slot, front flash, front camera, front flash. I think that's actually more of an indicator for notifications than a flash. But hey, who am I to argue? Fingerprint reader, camera, dual cameras, flash in the back. So there's a bunch of stickers. I'm going to try to remove them. Here we go. You ready? Oh, this is not making any sound. And then this one here, I don't know if I can remove it cleanly. It's got the IMEI on it. I don't like leaving these IMEI stickers on. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to... Oh yeah, it's coming off relatively cleanly. I just have to be really slow because this is a paper sticker. Wow, that came off pretty simple. Except for that final part. Okay, here we go. So that's the back of the phone with the Alcatel logo. Again, dual camera system, 12 megapixel primary, 2 megapixel secondary for selfies. You can clearly see the top ones, the 12 megapixels get the bigger opening and the autofocus mechanism. The little tiny prick hole there is the 2 megapixel assist cam. Dual color, dual LED flash, fingerprint reader. This is unibody plastic. It is very nicely done plastic. It feels pretty premium, but it's definitely plastic. And then you've got another thing in the front. So let's remove that real quick. I wonder if I can do that. Ugh. Apparently not. My fingernails are just not long enough. So, oof. Here we go. You ready for this? There we go. That's a nice little sound. And now it's stuck to my hand. And there you go. So let's turn it on. Have a look at this display. Now TCL makes these phones now. The Alcatel brand is owned by TCL. And TCL manufactures televisions and their own display panels. And apparently they manufacture their own display panels for their phones, which is really exciting because usually these phones have really nice displays. This is a 6-inch 1080p display with 18:9 ratio and just a little bezel at the top and the bottom. It's very modern looking. It doesn't have that notch vibe going on though that everybody wants. And as you can see, really nice display. I believe it's LCD, but it has pretty damn good viewing angles for you know, a budget phone. But yeah, a little bit of bezel top and bottom, but it's still 18:9. So there you go. 8 megapixel front-facing camera instead of 5 on the 3V. Earpiece sensors and LED notification light, which I think they call the flash. I wonder if it's also a flash. The buttons are software buttons, I believe. I don't see any capacitive buttons. There's no reaction to my finger down here. As the instructions indicated, the SD card slot and a SIM slot here on the left-hand side. This has 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of built-in storage. You've got little grills down here for probably just a mono speaker and a microphone on the bottom. There's USB-C. The 3V has micro USB, so this is an improvement so far in many aspects. On the right-hand side, you've got a ridged power block button and volume rocker. Now, these are cool because they have a nice little fake, they're all plastic, but they're fake little chamfer aluminum kind of finish on them, which makes them look a little pro. And this is matte plastic, by the way. I believe it's the same piece of plastic as the back, just turned into a matte finish, which is pretty clever. And on top you have a headphone jack and apparently an IR transmitter and secondary mic, which is interesting. I don't think we've seen a budget phone with an IR transmitter in a really long time. So that's the lay of the land. MediaTek Helios, I don't know, P23 maybe. Octa-core, it's a little better chip than the 3V. Again, also bigger battery. This is a 4,000 milliamp hour battery versus 3,000 on the 3V. And better front camera, as I mentioned. So that's it in a nutshell. Sorry about that. I get a little frog in my mouth. In my throat, as it were. So I'll try this out for a few days and let you know what I think. It's $180, $179 or something on Metro PCS, aka T-Mobile. Not a bad deal. As you can see, it's running Android 8.1 Oreo. You can see that here from the power down screen. Probably running a pretty plain version of Android, like most Alcatel phones have. And yeah, we'll let you know how this fares, and stay tuned for more. As I said, I just got back from the desert, so I've got a couple of boxes that arrived while I was away. So stay tuned for another unboxing right after this. Cheers, everyone! Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and remember, these videos are an accessory to my podcast, mobiletechpodcast.com. It's everywhere on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Overcast, Slacker, Stitcher, TuneIn. Go subscribe, okay, to the podcast as well as the channel. Cheers, everybody. Bye.